Hello, everyone. Welcome to another extravagant edition, the most stupendous podcast in all of professional wrestling. Welcome to the Ultimate X Podcast. I'm your host, Gabe, here with my co-host, Big Daddy Hoss, the BDH himself. Hello, Hoss.
This pay-per-view has me hard. For justice. For justice. Got him. You thought
Yes.
I would have. Yeah.
We are
gay, but I'm not.
We are reviewing TNA Hard Justice 2005 from the date you're listening to this, May 15th, 2005. Hoss, what were you doing on May 15th, 2005?
Fucking no. How old was I? Let's see. I was 7.
Yeah, 7. I was 8. I don't know about you, but I was out there. I was fucking bitches getting money. You know what I mean? That's just because that's something I've always done. It's all I know.
I was probably hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament at my house, son.
Yeah, I was probably just sitting there
watching WWE. What was it, 2005? Yeah, I was definitely watching WWE. That was when John Cena was my favorite wrestler. I used to be a Nate.
Let me see, because at this point I was probably sitting at home playing with my TNA action figures that came out the year before. I was definitely fucking with those real hard, you know what I mean? That's definitely what I was doing, most likely. Fucking being a little piece of shit. But Hoss, before we get into this pay-per-view, remember everyone to follow our Patreon. If you're listening to this, you're either on the $2 tier or you are on the max $15 tier. We appreciate you either way. $2 gets you this podcast, and $15 gives you a bunch of other shit that we do. Podcasts, videos, photos, Senshi selfies. The Senshi selfie for May was Sinead kissing me in the back of the car on the way to Foxwoods.
Wow.
I know, right? What an image. Because that's what we provide here. Some beautiful, beautiful bro-on-bro kisses. That's what it's all about. That's what CFG's all about. But, Hoss, what happened going into TNA Hard Justice 2005?
Well, before we get there, we're going to take a look at some goings-on in May 2005.
Ooh.
So, first and foremost, we're going to go and look at the top 5 movies that were out in May 2005.
Okay.
If you had to guess, what do you think the number 1 movie of May 2005 was?
Maybe, I think I'm a little too late or too early. Batman, maybe? Batman Begins?
I'll read you the top 5 in order from 5 to 1. Number 5, Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, okay. Never seen it. Or never heard
Number 4, we heard about this a few episodes ago. The Longest Yard.
Oh!
Number 3, Monster in Law.
Okay.
Number 2, the cartoon box office hit Madagascar.
Yes.
And number 1, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, shit. That did just come out. Holy fuck.
Yes,
you're
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Big
yes,
dick,
sir.
big dick.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, then we have the Billboard Top 10. So what do you think the number 1 song of May 2005 was? Take a guess.
It's definitely a rock song because rock was still bumping in 2000. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
All right, so starting with number 10.
My music years kind of form into one decade.
That's fair. Number 10, Slow Down by Bobby Valentino.
Okay.
This is also from the same week as the pay-per-view we're reviewing. Number 9, Lonely No More by Rob Thomas.
Okay. I don't want to be lonely no more. Sorry.
Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, let's fucking go, bro. Kelly Clarkson slaps. I don't care what no one says. I'm going to do a podcast about Kelly Clarkson, bro. Welcome to the Ultimate Clarkson Podcast.
The Clark Pod. American Idol. Yo, we should do a fucking review of all the American Idol seasons.
That should be a Patreon video.
Number 7, We Belong Together by Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Number 6, Candy Shop by 50 Cent.
Oh, hell yeah. You have it your way.
Number 5, Just a Little Bit by 50 Cent.
Okay.
Number 4, Lonely by Akon.
Okay.
Number 3 is Oh by Sierra and Ludacris.
Oh?
Number 2 is Hate It or Love It by The Game and 50 Cent.
Okay.
And number 1 for the 7th week in a row at number 1, Holla Back Girl by Gwen Stefani.
Yo, let's go. There ain't no holla back girl.
Finally,
Banger of
before
a
we get
song.
into the Meltzer news for the week, I figured I would let the fans in on what the May 2005 covers of Raw and SmackDown magazine were
Oh, okay.
this time. So, starting with Raw magazine, the cover is Batista celebrating winning the world
Batista.
title at WrestleMania.
Nice.
It
Great
says,
image. I can already see the image in my head.
it says champion Batista defeats Triple H at WrestleMania 21. And that's the only other headline is on the top of it. It says inside complete coverage of WrestleMania 21.
Ooh.
And then SmackDown magazine from May of 2005. Let me just pull that one up real quick. I gotta use the Googles.
It's okay. I forgive you.
SmackDown magazine had a picture, a black and white picture of Rey Mysterio, like with shadows engulfing him.
Oh, okay.
It has
Sounds cool.
his where it has his name posted is like his signature. It says Ray. It says Ray, the exclusive interview. Also printed on the cover, up top in green, white, and red. Muy caliente, Divas in Mexico, a sneak preview.
Muy caliente.
And the other
Suave.
headlines, the other headlines are, "That's cool." Carlito sinks his teeth into WWE. An article by Heidenreich, and absolutely absolutely fabulous. Moolah reigns supreme.
Yes.
So that's your magazines for the month.
Wow.
Now on to the Observer notes for this month. So this immediately follows the Lockdown pay-per-view, the first Observer after. The Observer, Dave Meltzer, reviewed Lockdown. 74.5% gave the show an overall thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
Match of the night honors was given to AJ Styles versus Abyss. Worst match of the night was given to Dustin Rhodes versus Bobby Roode. Big shocker there.
Yeah, I know, right? Shocker. Sorry. You mean the famous
Before the
McDonald's
show-
commercial, Superstar?
God damn it. Before the show, TNA had a meeting with the roster, informing them that Frank Dickerson, a longtime member of the Panda Energy Board,
watch out.
has been hired as Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer. This hiring, as well as Dixie Carter announcing the company isn't going anywhere, turned a lot of people around on the idea of the company coming to its demise.
Nice.
The biggest hurdle currently for TNA are the expiring contracts of AJ Styles and Monty Brown. The company is prioritizing re-signing them. Sean Waltman has been in contact with Triple H about making a move to WWE, and it is known that Kevin Nash, Ron Killings, and BG James want to go with him.
Oh.
BG and Conan have gone to Dusty Rhodes about the idea of splitting 3 Live Crew, as they feel the group as a whole is holding back the potential of Ron Killings. It's unknown what Dusty will do, as seen on Lockdown. They are currently building to a BG James Outlaw match.
Okay.
TNA is still looking to sign Matt Hardy to a deal. It is probably that once
2 words
hurt
for you, by the
feelings-
way. Matt freaking Hardy.
It's probably that once hurt feelings are put aside, WWE may pursue Matt as well, but that is currently up in the air and unlikely.
Damn.
Darn.
Damn.
I see
Hashtag
Matt
darn.
Hardy here. There is also a priority being put on giving older stars like Kevin Nash, Roddy Piper, and DDP long-term deals. As while the company knows they're a waste of main event slots, they also know if they're going to be getting a TV deal for Impact, familiar names for the first little bit of the show airing is a good idea. Some backstage notes from Lockdown last month. There were high regards for the show overall. Dusty was overall nice, a sign that he knows he's on thin ice.
Dusty was nice. Like, cool.
Dutch Mantel is pushing to get the head booker spot back, but most of the talent don't see him as the right choice. Rhodes is forcibly trying to get the NWA title to change hands, specifically to AJ Styles, who will face Jarrett at Hard Justice. And it's also been announced that MMA star Tito Ortiz will be the guest referee.
Oh.
Jerry Jarrett is trying to veto AJ as champ, just as he did with DDP, as he sees neither as viable world champions for the company.
What?
There are also those who think Matt Hardy should be the one to dethrone Jeff Jarrett if he's brought in.
Random.
It's also believed Jeff should not drop his title because if a babyface wins, there's no contenders as heels. As Monty Brown is cooled off, Raven is ice cold, the Outlaw is not a pay-per-view headliner, Kevin Nash turned face, and the only other 2 viable contenders are Jeff and Abyss, unless you strap a rocket to Daniels. Chris Candido suffered a broken leg in his match at Lockdown.
Yes.
He broke his tibia and fibula, as well as dislocating his ankle. He had 2 plates and 8 screws put in his leg. The plan is for him to work as a manager for the time being while he recovers, as well as take Shane Douglas's spot as co-host of Explosion.
Ooh,
Kevin Nash has been suffering from a staph infection since Destination X.
poor guy.
He gave the company notice he wouldn't be able to compete the week of Lockdown, though the company decided to announce this 5 minutes into the actual show.
That's so
Shocker.
TNA.
Shocker is currently scheduled to face Chris Daniels for the X title on Hard Justice, which is odd because the same day he's booked for AAA Triple Mania's main event, being promoted as his first AAA match ever.
Awkward.
In Hollywood news, there's rumors of The Rock playing He-Man in a John Woo adaptation of Masters of the Universe.
What the fuck?
Can you imagine?
Bro, can you imagine that? Oh, man.
TNA has signed another 6-month agreement to tape at Universal. Good shit.
Great.
TNA are $20 million deep in company losses between September 2002, when Panda Energy took over, to now.
Oh, my God.
The future of Dustin Rhodes is in question as he got into a backstage altercation which led to him missing the post-lockdown tapings. Finally, for this edition of the Observer, notes from TV tapings the day after. They taped all 3 weeks leading into Hard Justice in one night. Okay. Shocker beat Sanjay Dutt and Petey Williams to become #1 contender for the X Division title. When Dusty announced Tito Ortiz for the show, the crowd cheered louder for the mention of Ken Shamrock. The Naturals beat AMW for the tag titles after Chris Candido interfered with his crutch. Jim Duggan appeared, wishing U.S. servicemen and women around the world the best. Good guy, Jim Duggan.
What a good guy. Whore!
Conan was written off TV with an injury to go to Mexico for his AAA obligations, though many believe he will not be back in TNA.
Damn.
Lance Hoyt was super over with the crowd during the tapings.
Bro. Wait till we get to that.
AJ Styles, who was in the Hard Justice main event, did not appear on the tapings at all. Jeff Jarrett was there for one promo on the first show taped. Monty Brown and DDP were also both not there. Sean Waltman was there, and he quit over being owed money. Dusty did calm him down and promised he would get the money.
He said, please, daddy, don't leave.
Please, Sean, I need you. Moving on to the May 9th Observer. Chris Candido has passed away.
Oh, that's horrible.
As mentioned, he broke his leg at Lockdown. They wanted to keep him in for surgery the next day, but he insisted on checking out. He told people it was because he didn't want to be around the pain medication they would have put him on. He was not under a written contract for TNA, and he was booked for Shane Douglas's ECW reunion, as well as WWE's ECW One Night Stand in June.
Oh, he was supposed to be on that?
Mm-hmm. His goal was to impress on those shows and then sign a long-term deal with TNA.
Oh,
the truth from the hospital is that doctors were amazed at his tolerance for the pain medication. He broke his leg and wanted more than they were willing to give him, so he checked out. That same night, he wound up at a hotel lobby in Orlando with other wrestlers signing autographs. He returned to the hospital the next day for surgery and then back at work the next day as a manager for the Naturals. Even though company officials assured him he wouldn't lose his spot by missing tapings, he believed otherwise. He claimed the doctor said he would make a full recovery after 6 weeks. Just before the taping, he went to announcer Mike Tenay. The finish of the match was supposed to be a double knockout where Andy Douglas would be hit by James Storm's superkick, and then Chase Stevens would crack a chair over Storm. Chris Harris would spear Stevens, and they would both go out of the ring, and Candido would roll into the ring and drag Douglas on top of Storm. Candido would grab both belts, and then they'd celebrate to close the show. He told Tenay he had come up with a different idea. Since he was a heel and on TV one day after his surgery, that would make him sympathetic, which was ironic because at the last show, they ran an angle where Kevin Nash beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
He wound up in a kayfabe wheelchair, leading to getting out of it 2 days before the injury. He told Tenay that his real injury was karma for deceiving and faking an injury on TV, thus eliminating any sympathy for him. Everything went as planned, except they ran short, so they had Tenay run an impromptu interview with them. Candido cut an awesome heel promo on the spot, and this will likely be his final TNA TV appearance.
Oh.
He did appear on the third taping the third episode of that taping. But it's believed that match will be edited off, as many questioned airing the title change in the first place. But Shane Douglas, his best friend, insisted that Candido would have wanted the world to see that match. Candido flew home the next day and threw up. He complained to his wife, Tammy Sitch, that he was having shortness of breath. He collapsed, and Tammy called a rescue unit. A blood clot from the surgery on his ankle had dislodged and wound up in his lungs before moving to his heart. He passed away an hour later.
Jesus.
Candido was extremely well liked, and it shows with how many people showed up for his funeral service. It was a very nice service, with one of the NWA tag titles being draped over his casket during Mass. Candido passed away a 3-time ECW tag champion, 1-time NWA world champion, 1-time WCW cruiserweight champion, 1-time WWF tag champion, amongst many others.
God, I forgot he was in WCW.
Yeah.
Damn.
But, long story short, RIP to Chris Candido.
Yes. Oh.
Was
that everything? Oh, okay. I was gonna say. That was quick.
I had to take a sip on that one. No, we had a few more weeks. In a news bit that sort of affects TNA, Spike TV and UFC have announced a 2-year deal for a weekly TV show, TV specials, and 2 seasons of a show called The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, let's go! Great show.
In a follow-up to last week, Dustin Rhodes missed last week's taping due to being in jail for a misdemeanor domestic violence charge.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
He was charged.
That's nothing to laugh about, but just the fact that happened. Jesus Christ! What the? That's very unexpected.
He was charged with striking his girlfriend at the Hard Rock Hotel in Orlando.
Oh, why would you do that?
Many believe that this is it for Dustin and TNA.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
There is a power struggle between the Jarretts and the Carters. The Carters caught on that TNA was just a vehicle to make Jeff Jarrett a star. It hasn't worked.
Really? You didn't say?
It hasn't worked, and the key is the Carters want Jeff out as the champion. The Carters want AJ Styles in, but Jeff doesn't want to drop his title to AJ, and Jerry is vetoing that idea. Jeff has agreed to drop the title, but he said there's no way it would be to AJ Styles.
What the fuck? What?
His choice is Monty Brown, which will require a haste face turn for Brown, as well as a new contract, which he hasn't signed yet. The reason for Monty Brown missing the tapings last week is due to a contract issue. His contract expires in July, and they offered him a new deal and pressured him to sign. He would not sign, as he is interested in what WWE could offer him over them. A tape of him has been sent to WWE by Kevin Nash, and Triple H is interested in him.
Wow.
Dude, this roster is fucking crazy.
Dude, like, what the hell?
Dusty's plan is to now break up the 3 Live crew. The idea is to keep Conan and Killing's face, but separate them, turn BG heel, and have him feud with the Outlaw, who would then turn face.
What?
Nobody understands as BG is the better face and Outlaw's the better heel. Rhodes told Conan he wants to give him a singles push, though others have noted that Rhodes constantly mocks Conan. There is heat on Kevin Nash for showing up to Lockdown, doing the pre-tape, and leaving before the show started. The feeling is even if he couldn't wrestle, he still should have been involved in the match in some way. DDP also has heat for showing up for the match with his legendary intricate pre-plan. There are problems with Team Mexico for the upcoming pay-per-view. Problem 1, the pay-per-view is the same night as Triple Mania in Mexico.
That's a big problem.
Problem 2, many Mexican stars get big bookings on Sundays in Mexico.
That's another big
Problem
problem.
number 3, many stars have already backed out.
Okay, that's kind of important.
Silver King and Rey Bucanero signed on for the match but backed out. Ultimo Guerrero doesn't have I can't speak.
Ultimo Guerrero. I think it's like conscience.
Ultimo Guerrero doesn't have the correct paper to work in America.
Oh, damn.
And heavy metal and the 3 Villanos are free but not confirmed yet. The big negative is no one will know any one of the Mexican team members, and since all 3 Impact episodes were taped, they have no chance to announce them before the show.
Jesus, that sucks.
Moving on to our final week heading into the pay-per-view. May 16th, just days before the Hard Justice pay-per-view, Dusty Rhodes has been removed from TNA.
What the hell?
Dusty gave his notice on May 10th when he showed up for the booking meeting, saw Jeremy Borash, Bill Banks, Scott D'Amore, and Dixie Carter. and
I'm out of here, daddy.
Dixie informed him that they were going to book by a committee from now on.
What the fuck?
Carter informed Dusty they were going to discuss the pay-per-view and the tapings after the pay-per-view. Dusty says those shows plans have already been done. They got to talking about the NWA title situation, and Dusty said it's already set in stone that AJ is winning, but Dixie insisted they weigh the pros and cons. The plan is now for Rhodes, who is still under contract, to remain only as a TV character. Matt Hardy has signed with Ring of Honor.
Nice.
It was announced that he'll be facing TNA's Christopher Daniels on July 16th in Woodbridge, Connecticut.
Hey, let's go.
TNA, but Dusty Rhodes in particular, is looking into bringing in a hot indie star by the name of CM Punk.
Oh, never heard of him.
Finally, Lex Lovett has announced he's retiring.
No! Our boy Lex.
With his final match taking place on June 10th at the Jeff Peterson Cup against AJ Styles.
Thank you, Lex. Thank you, Lex.
What a wild week or month.
Lex Lovett. That's the most heartbreaking part, is Lex Lovett retiring. He was my favorite jobber. Ugh. Also,
Yeah,
I don't know if I can bounce back from that news.
Our overall
I'll try.
takeaways. This roster is insane.
Yeah.
And Matt Hardy's coming, apparently.
Let's go.
Now, Jared, but I dropped that title to Matt Hardy. Let's go.
Let's go. Well, it is time to jump into TNA Hard, not Hardcore Justice yet, just regular Hard Justice 2005. From May 15th, 2005, we start off with a 10-bell salute for Chris Candido. There's like a chair in the ring with his picture and the NWA tag title. Very nice 10-bell salute. Very, very cool. I actually like that better than what companies do now with the picture. I just think that's way better.
I liked it, but spoiler alert for next month's Meltzer report, a lot of people in the company didn't like it.
Really? I wonder why. Did they say why?
The main thing that, and we'll talk about it more when we get to it next month, but the main thing is they feel like they overdid the Candido references on the show, and that it was kind of, it's similar to what's going to happen later in this same year with WWE. People, how they say they overdid on referencing Eddie Guerrero after his death.
See, what I thought the opposite on the show. I thought they did the 10-bell salute, and then we got the tag match for the tag title, and I thought that was like all they did.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I liked what it did here, but yeah, we'll get to it next month. But yeah, there are people in the company, higher ups and people throughout like the internet community at the time who didn't like it.
Wow, that actually catches me off guard. But yes, human history is a strange paradox. We get our nice, iconic, very dramatic intros that we've been getting for the past couple of months, actually since the pay-per-view started. Dude, these things get better and better.
Bro.
These things get better and better. And I think intros like this need to make a comeback. There's not enough of these in pro wrestling. Watch out for CFW. We're going to be coming back hard with shit like this.
Yeah, generic song music videos for the show with like church hymns and Bible verses being spoken over.
And then we get the big welcome to TNA presents Hard Justice. And did you notice the Hard Justice theme has the Christopher Daniels, the ha ha? It's like in the song.
Yeah.
I thought that was odd, but
I like the Impact Zone looked a little different when they were using like the brown Hard Justice logo up in the in the stands.
Yes,
I
had
liked
like
it. It gave it a different feel.
They had like a different like silver wall in the background too. It like popped.
Yeah, that was different too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked cool to me. I thought it was cool. I like new shit like that. It'll look real cool once they start traveling. They start doing traveling pay-per-views eventually. Yeah. So those are fun. But we start off tonight with a tag team match. And you'll notice a trend on this show. There's a lot of tag team matches tonight.
It's time for a tag team match, player.
And it's Apollo and Sonny Siaki taking on Team Canada's Eric Young and Petey Williams, followed by Scott D'Amore and Hoss. You already know what it is. Scott D'Amore comes out, Mike Tenay without skipping a beat. Calls Scott D'Amore a big load. The fat jokes will never die.
Yeah, Mike Tenay, man, God, you don't like Scott no more.
and I don't know if you noticed as well, when Sonny Siaki was making his entrance, this motherfucker tripped and he looked back at the ground like it was the ground's fault.
I did see that because it reminded me of when Batista tripped.
Yeah. He looked like he was gonna beat the shit out of the ground. I was like, yo, relax, it's your fault. Oh man. But yeah, I'm looking at Sonny Siaki and Apollo, and they give me that same generic tag team vibe that Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo gives me when I look at WCW in 2001.
How dare you compare these two to the great
listen,
Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo?
It's not a bad thing. It's just they're very generic. Like there's nothing to these guys.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I love Sean O'Hare.
Dude, Sean O'Hare is fucking goated. But
How
yeah,
was Sean O'Hare ended up working in TNA.
Oh my god, could you imagine him in TNA? That actually would have been pretty fire.
When did Sean O'Hare pass?
Like 2010? Let me look it up.
Let's see, Sean
O'Hare passed in 2014.
Oh, so yeah, he could have worked TNA.
And he was wrestling up. He was wrestling up until 2006.
Did he ever compete in TNA at all? Sean O'Hare
did not.
TNA.
He went from WWE to Japan.
And he only had 14 matches in WWE.
Yeah, he faced Abyss in 2004.
Damn.
And then he reunited with Chuck Palumbo in 05.
I didn't mean to get off track about Sean O'Hare, but Sean O'Hare ruled.
Yeah, he was the best. He did make one last appearance in WWE in 2006 before retiring. On Velocity, losing a Scotty Too Hottie in a dark match. It was a dark match of Velocity. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Wait. Sean O'Hare, was that ever filmed? Let's see. Scotty Too Hottie, 2006. I'm curious if this film is out there. No, it's not.
Damn, is this gonna be like the McGee and Bret Hart footage? We're gonna hunt down Sean O'Hare versus Scotty Too Hottie. His last recorded wrestling match.
Is there any pictures of it? Anybody post any pictures of him wrestling in a dark match in Velocity?
I don't know.
No, but I got him getting knocked out by Butterbean.
Wow.
Yeah, he had MMA fights.
But yeah, they talk about Apollo's career in Puerto Rico. Bro, imagine if this man came out to save Bad Bunny instead of Carlito at Backlash. Oh, imagine that pop.
Yeah, man. Imagine Apollo.
Could you,
I don't know if the crowd would have known who the fuck he is.
Dude, if Apollo came out, I would have shut down CFG streams forever. Because that would have just been like, all right, they're fucking ripping us at this point. If they're putting Apollo on, they hired the wrong Apollo to put onto the show. Just like Nate.
Also, no, while we were on the topic of dark matches, this show had a dark match as well.
It did.
Shark Boy defeated David Young.
Yes, and it actually was an entry into the gauntlet for the gold later. So
yes,
yes, David Young also makes an appearance on the show later on. Apollo chops Eric Young so hard at one point that the crowd flips out. Dude, this is the second show in a row that he's had Gunther type chops. His chops are underrated.
I guess we're forgetting how good he actually was.
Right. I mean, he was good at chopping, that's for sure. That's probably it.
Yeah. That's probably why it never worked out.
PDA eventually takes out Apollo with the top rope head scissor. He taunts Siaki with a destroyer, gets him set up for it, which is countered by a swinging neck breaker. The big man A1 runs in and hits Siaki.
Yo, I'm getting sick of this motherfucker.
By the way, why do these dudes sound like sauces for food? Siaki A1?
Siaki sauce. I should have made that.
Oh my god. I got a new team. I got a new team for TW.
You can put it in the brown bag special, Siaki sauce.
Oh my god. I had a brown bag special.
Was Don West doing that at this point? I doubt it.
I don't think yet. I think that was around like 2000. I got mine in 2010, so I'm guessing around then.
I bought one when I went to see TNA live in 09.
So okay, so probably started around 09.
They were selling at the stands.
Yeah,
and Don West was at the stands. He was at the merch stands.
Oh shit, that would have been. Yeah, he handed them out to all of us at the show in Connecticut.
He's like,
if you wanted it, he was like,
you want a brown bag special?
He was like, come see me. Where everyone was like, sure, let's go see Don West.
Now that you think about us, all right, before I say this, R.I.P. to the great Don West, but us going Don West screaming at shows, "Hey kids, come here!"
Oh man. But yeah, A1 runs in. He hits Siaki with a sloppy jackknife when the ref is distracted because Scott D'Amore gets on the apron, leading to the Canadians stealing another goddamn victory, Hoss. These damn Canadians
Whoa,
ruining
I
our
don't want
professional
fuck
wrestling.
Canadians. Fuck Ajax.
They got a cool shirt. Did you have anything big of note from this match?
I noticed that they had a fucking gigantic backdrop on Eric Young at one point. Scott D'Amore is arguing with Mike Tenay like the whole match. That's pretty funny. Besides that, not much to talk about here.
Yeah, honestly, it was an okay opener.
I'll go back to giving ratings like I did in chat or listeners, whatever fuck this is. I'll preface this with I watched this show like 2 months ago and made notes for it, so this isn't on the back of my mind like Lockdown was, but I have written here. See, this was a fine opener, but the match was nothing to note. Apollo and Siaki both looked pretty good, and they didn't have much going for them besides that. Apollo went back to Puerto Rico soon, I think, so he can go be a bigger deal there.
Damn. Well, following this match, oh, did you give your rating?
C.
Okay. I don't know what. Wait, what was it? I missed it. How did I miss that?
C.
Oh, a C. I thought you were saying
wasn't
C
saying
like
C,
yes.
I said
I'm
C.
saying C like yes.
Fuck
I'm
you,
an
man.
idiot. I was like, yo, man, you speaking Spanish after that Apollo match? Bad Bunny changed you, bro.
Oi.
A limo has arrived backstage. Hoss, you didn't tell me this is the August 1 warning. Tito Ortiz is here, baby.
I did tell you in the Meltzer report.
He says, we're told here he is the special referee tonight. And we're then shown the phenomenal AJ Styles arriving at the venue with the crowd cheering him on. And they say he's the people's champion. You see that?
He was probably on his flip phone browsing no DQ.
He had his cool little sunglasses on. I'm going to dress like that when we go.
Dude, AJ Styles is amazing, but God, he looked like such a fucking dweeb.
I'm going to say this, though. From this, him walking in and his hype video package, the fact that AJ Styles was ever considered small, this dude is like jacked to the gills. If anyone was built like that nowadays, they'd be like a main eventer everywhere. Like, it blows my mind how in this time frame, people like him and Chris Sabin were considered small, which it is in the current landscape it just blows my mind.
Hey man, wrestling 18 years ago wasn't the same.
It was different, man. It hit different. And finally, we see Jeff Jarrett waiting backstage, surrounded by his entourage. He got security like he's Goldberg, and we're told that Tito.
Yo, daddy.
We're told that Tito will make sure that the best man will win tonight, which then leads us.
Everything going on at this point, because I don't remember this show at all when I went into it. This whole night, I'm like, oh my God, Jeff Jarrett's going to bury AJ Styles.
Well, we're now told that the next match is a very popular match in the world of professional wrestling. It is a mixed tag team match for the first time, I believe, recently, at least on pay-per-view here at Impact. It's Michael Shane and Trinity taking on Chris Sabin and Tracy. We get a little video package highlighting both of those rivalries, both culminating in this match here. Dog. Trinity, dog, has my heart. I'm upset because I know she's leaving soon. So I'm enjoying it while I'm here, you know?
No, she just came back, bro.
Nah, man, she's leaving to ECW soon, bro, and I'm gonna cry.
No, she just came back.
Nah, she goes to ECW.
TNA, Trinity.
Nah, no,
TNA.
Wrong Trinity.
I know.
The funny thing was, after watching this show, I was on Twitter today, and someone tweeted out, Trinity, and they put in parentheses, old, should face the new Trinity in Impact. I'm like, yo,
wow.
Yes.
Didn't I hear? I think I heard something about Trinity and Dave Bautista made up this week.
Huh.
Hold on.
I didn't know they had heat.
Find this. Well, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person. Hold on.
Wrong. There's a third Trinity?
Oh,
that makes sense.
I'm thinking of Shelly Martinez, I think.
I was waiting for you to be like, oh, I meant Melina.
No, not Melina.
They fucked. Did you
No,
know?
it's Shelly Martinez. She made amends at Batista.
Oh, that's good. Good job, Ariel.
I don't know why I thought it was Trinity.
Salinas from Impact coming very soon. By the way, Tracy and Chris Sabin come out. Dog. That cameraman doing the beautiful people entrance with Tracy, I was like, yo, relax, dog. He was up there. It's like, God damn, bro. Chill out. Oh,
Also, Mike Tenay on commentary acts like he's never seen a mixed tag team match before.
It's like the greatest thing in the world to him. The
He's
best
like,
invention.
Coming up next, it's one of the most unique matches you'll ever see. It's like, bro, it's a mixed tag match. Relax.
Dog,
a
as soon as
tag match where one of the guys changed their fucking name.
Dude, and it's gonna change soon. He's gonna turn to Matt Bentley soon.
Was he not Matt Bentley here? Am I tripping?
No.
I have Matt Bentley written down.
No, he started as Michael Shane.
Okay,
so he's still Michael Shane. But then he eventually becomes Bentley. Then they do the Bentley bounce in the crowd.
Oh yeah, I remember
it's
that.
coming soon because he's with Tracy when it happens.
I already watched Summerversary and the Bentley bounce is a thing.
Yeah,
it's fucking weird.
As soon as the match starts, dog, it's Trinity and Tracy, and I was like, yeah, Trinity's carrying this shit. It's like, there's no way Tracy's gonna do anything unique.
They also immediately note that genders can mix in this match, which is great.
Yeah, but they tease it like it doesn't. So, like, as soon as the match starts, the men were immediately tagged in, but only one was. And, like, Michael Shane went up to Tracy, and then Sabin just, like, walked in. And I was like, oh, no tag? I was like, what the fuck? But anyways, Tracy tries to stop Trinity by grabbing her by the tights and gives the fans a show to a big reaction, full cheeks on display. And everyone's like, whoa! What? Michael Shane's then tagged in, and like a fucking cartoon, while he's facing off with Tracy, Chris Sabin just comes out of nowhere with a springboard dropkick off frame. I love when there's off frame attacks like that. It's the fucking best. I love that shit.
It's why I loved NXT Keith Lee, because all his fucking, like, where he came out of the frame into the shot, like when he fucking creeped, or like, when Adam Cole was like celebrating or something, and Keith Lee's out of nowhere, like shoves him into the crowd.
It's the best. I love it. Or like when he raises up on the apron.
Yeah, with Finn Balor. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels is finally name dropped for Michael Shane on this show. They discussed that Shawn Michaels was harder on Michael Shane as a student because he's his nephew.
Bullshit.
So they finally yeah, I know damn right. You know damn right it wasn't true. But they finally name dropped him.
Shawn Michaels went hard at nobody. Shawn Michaels probably at his fucking training sessions. All right, class. Rule number 1: the Heartbreak Kid lays down for nobody.
You're doing the job to Michael Shane tonight.
You kid. What's your name? Brian?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Brian Danielson.
Yeah, you're gonna lose to Michael Shane.
Future star.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm Mr. WrestleMania.
Michael Shane's biggest thing that held him back was not being signed by the WWE. I think if he was,
biggest thing that held him back
could have been
not calling himself Mr. Bound for Glory.
Yo, literally, Mr. Slammiversary. Dude, every time Trinity attacks Sabin in this match too, I really want her to do singles matches with the guys. I think that would be really good because she mixes well. She's better fighting dudes than she is fighting women. Like she fights like a guy. Like just fucking, just let her fucking fight the guys. I never get that. Trinity enters the ring. That's all I think of when I see Trinity now. There's a hot tag to the woman. Tracy starts hitting some mediocre chops, but she's trying, hitting some elbows. Trinity's selling them like death, so that's good worker there. Crowd's loving it just because Tracy is hot, so they like Tracy. Tracy does go to the top rope. I got to give her credit for this. She goes to the top rope. Trinity charges at her and just straight up pushes her. This bitch just collapses from the top rope to the concrete.
Yeah.
Like, no one caught her. She just falls. So good on her. She took that bump real hard. And then they went up the ramp, and she's taking suplexes on the metal. So you know what? Tracy gets my respect in this match. The women roll around, get a little cat fight going on, sort of. They cut the camera immediately from that as Sabin's flying to the outside. There's a lot of shit going on in this match. If it's not the woman doing something, it's the men immediately doing X Division stuff, which I like. I like when there's stuff going on. Sabin saves Tracy from a top rope Hurricane Rana from Trinity, who actually nails Sabin with it. Gets another big reaction from the crowd. Another reason why I'm saying she should fight the men. The crowd likes seeing her fight the guys. So
the reaction she got, though, was they gave her a Lita chant.
Yeah, literally.
The crowd was saying, Lita, Lita.
Like, yo, what? Well, bro, it's time for the end of this match, bro. It's time for the end.
Oh, so bro, book it,
bro. Sabin, bro, listen. So Sabin's he's hitting Trinity, right? And then when Sabin's holding her, gonna hit her with a move, man-on-woman abuse. Crowd loves it. Big pop. Sabin's gonna get low blowed by Tracy. What? But, bro, I'm not done yet, bro. It's going to lead to Michael Shane coming in. He's not just going to kick Chris Sabin in the face. He's kicking Trinity in the mush. He's kicking both in the face. And then they're going to win. And now Tracy and Michael Shane are friends. They're kissing in the ring. They're hugging. She's bouncing on Michael Shane.
Oh.
The crowd's booing the fuck out of them. Trinity's like, what the hell's going on? I liked it. I thought it was a nice little... I thought it was a cool little surprise. Nice little double turn for Trinity and Tracy. I like this match. I thought it was kind of fun. There was a lot of shit going on. The women did way better than I thought they would. And of course, Sabin and Shane, you put them in the ring, it's always going to be good. What'd you think?
Yeah. I gave this match a C-. I said it wasn't the greatest match in the world, and while the ending was a bit surprising, doesn't mean that I really care about it, honestly.
Yeah. Listen, bro.
Tracy and Trinity feuded for a long time, and it never really had I guess this could be the definitive conclusion of that feud, maybe, but it wasn't bad. But
if you're listening to this from episode 1 to now, this feud has been happening since the first episode of Impact. And we are about to hit a year of Impact.
Yes.
Like, craziness.
I guess that's why I didn't like it so much, because I was like, I'm over them.
Yeah, they've been, oh god, it's been nonstop. Tenay and Mike West hype up the 3-year anniversary of TNA next month, and they announced.
Tenay and Mike West.
I mean, wait, Don West and Mike Tenay are hyping up the 3-year anniversary of Impact. And we're shown a hype package for a new pay-per-view in June. Hoss, it's Slammiversary coming on June 19th. That means the next Ultimate X podcast will be on June 19th. Nice little plug for both events.
June 19th. June 19th.
Oh, don't stop! He carves out an eye.
I think it's May 19th.
It was May 19th, but it's close enough. Fine, it's fine. Was that a thing yet in 05?
No, it's coming in 06.
Oh, okay. Scott D'Amore's backstage.
Maybe at the halfway point of this show, I'll give a little recap of what's been going on in the Fed.
Okay, in the Fed. Okay. We cut backstage. Scott D'Amore's talking with Terry Taylor, who's the new backstage interviewer. And I gotta say, Terry Taylor is no Shane Douglas. I miss my ooh before every promo, and this is the first show that doesn't happen.
Scott D'Amore is Scott D'Amore, and the crowd is booing him, and he goes, "You got a Samoan and a Puerto Rican in there against 2 Canadians, and the idiots in the crowd chant USA."
He says they chant US like he's a part of fucking Maximum Male Models. US
Us watching these back have reignited a love for Scott D'Amore that I have.
1,000%. Dude, he hit the Canadian Destroyer recently, and it's awesome.
I know. Yo, Scott D'Amore fucking rules.
Yo, Scott, if you're listening, if you're a Patreon sub, listening to this, please come on to the Ultimate X.
And be like, Scott, we say good things about you. And I'm not, unlike Mike today, I don't think you're fat.
Yeah, we love you. Oh, man. D'Amore, by the way, he answers all these questions after Terry Taylor says, "You must be proud of themselves." And Scott D'Amore was like, "Yeah, we fucking are. And we're going to win the not 16. We're going to win the 20-man gauntlet." And Rude says they're a pack of wolves. And he's ticked off by the officials making him number 1 in the match. And then Terry Taylor says, "Hey, well, this is who number 2 is." And they show them. And D'Amore laughs. "Do you have it?"
I do.
Okay, thank God. I was hoping you had it.
Bobby Roode says he looks at the name and he goes, "Damn, it's like sending a one-legged man into an ass-kicking contest."
And they laugh and walk away menacingly. Dusty Rhodes and Tito Ortiz. Yes, Dusty
Yo,
Rhodes and Tito Ortiz are backstage.
this is 4 days after Dusty Rhodes has been fired.
He gives Tito Ortiz a referee shirt, and he says, "We didn't want a real heel. We didn't want the baddest man on the planet. We wanted whatever the fuck Tito Ortiz's name is. They wanted Tito Ortiz." And Tito Ortiz says a million times, he goes, "I will serve hard justice." And he says it like 3 times in this promo. Yeah. And he says, hard justice will be served, quote, Tito Ortiz style. Whatever the fuck that means.
Dude, this sucks.
Oh, but it gets better. Raven's backstage.
Yep.
With Terry Taylor. We find out that Jeff Hardy is not here tonight.
Yes, so this was a legit no-show. Jeff Hardy no-showed the event. We'll get into it more on the next episode when I go through the Meltzer notes.
Yes.
But Jeff Hardy legit no-showed this show and will be suspended.
Yes. So now Raven is facing a different person in his Clockwork Orange match. And Raven says he doesn't have the cojones to be in this match. He's a coward. So he says, who did they get to replace him? X-Pac. And he just says X-Pac. Like,
yeah,
wait.
So so this goes back to last episode where I saw if there were any differences between some of the shows, and I have it noted here. On the live airing of this show, so on Impact Plus and YouTube, it says the name. Yeah. On the live airing, they censored X-Pac.
Oh, really?
Because he's still Sean Waltman here.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, on the live airing of the show and on the DVD version of the show, they censored the name.
So when he said that, I started laughing. I thought that shit was funny, just shitting on X-Pac. And I was like, you know what? At this point of the promo, I was like, this might be Raven's best promo by far since watching Impact recently. And then he threatens to rip someone's head off and, quote, spit in their brain. And then he goes off on Sean Waltman saying that tonight, quote, they're going to need a stretcher for the stretcher. And then when they put him in the ambulance, he is going to, quote, blow it up. I take it back. This is not his best promo. This is the usual insane promo. But this is probably the most I laughed since he wore that weird Viking helmet.
Yeah, I had a good chuckle with this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Dog, when he said, I'm gonna rip someone's head off and I'll spit in their brain, I was like, what? Even he kind of struggled. He didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him considering the guy he was supposed to wrestle on the show just didn't show up.
And then he threatens arson on live television. Blowing up an ambulance.
Raven's crazy.
He's a nutcase. Hey, well, this is why he's in the Clockwork Orange match. This is up next. The Clockwork Orange House of Fun. It's Raven and Sean Waltman.
Raven versus X-Pac.
X-Pac! X-Pac! The cameraman was watching for the tunnel for Sean Waltman, and everyone's like, oh, where the fuck is he? And in logic, I've always thought since watching Impact, Sean comes out from the other tunnel when Raven's not looking and beats the shit out of him. And I'm like, awesome. I've always thought, why not do that?
I always thought, like, why do they rarely ever use the other tunnel? If it's there, like, use it.
Yeah, like, there's 2 tunnels. Like, fuck it, yeah. What the hell? Use it to
do
your
it
advantage.
like what AEW style, have heel and face.
Raven and Waltman, though, they beat each other down this whole match. Like, it's very brutal. Even with Raven, he starts carving into Waltman's face on the outside, making him bleed. He's raking his face on the little cage portion on the one side of steel that's there. Raven grabs 2 trash can lids and he starts teeing off on Waltman, just loud ass strikes. Okay, this is where I got kind of confused about the show, because this whole time the crowd's loud as fuck this entire match, and it never goes quiet.
Okay, so
these might be piped in, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are, and
okay.
I'm not going to spoil it too much because it'll be something we talk about next episode. This is the lowest attended pay-per-view event they've had at the Impact Zone so far.
Ah.
And it was also the first time that the crowd just wasn't fully into the show.
Understandable. I
So,
mean,
yes,
listen, they were promised Jeff Hardy.
it was absolutely piped-in noise during this whole show.
Okay, because the audio would go quiet, and you would hear how quiet it is there, and then it would just get loud again. And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
You know what didn't change, though, on this show?
What?
Raven John Moxley's it up right away.
Dude, gushing, bro. Gushing. So eventually they do make it to the outside, and Waltman beats on Raven. He beats him down onto a table. He climbs on top of the Clockwork Orange contraption, like this weird setup. It's like chains with weapons hanging from it, for people who don't know.
Yeah, it's like a half, like half the ring has a steel cage around it, but then the other half doesn't.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, I mean, back when they did it in Ring of Honor, when he fought CM Punk, it's like the cage had the weapons. So it made sense why there was a cage side there, because that's what housed the weapons. But this one, it's like a cage on one side and then the weapons on the other. It's like, what the fuck? But he climbs to the top of this, and he does a flipping senton onto Raven, which was cool. But in the replay, he flips almost over a ladder that's right there. Why not just get on the ladder? That was definitely put there for Jeff Hardy to use, and they just didn't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they fight up the ramp. By the way, people listening, fighting outside the ring is the trend of the show. You're gonna hear that a lot in this.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, honestly, with how much they do it.
Raven then tosses Sean Waltman off of the stage, and this dude misses the table that's out there. It's unbroken, flipped on its side, and Sean Waltman's just dead on the floor. And then he gets pinned and he fucking kicks out. What? And the ref's counting on the side of the stage because he can't check the shoulders. Like, what the hell? So eventually they come back to the ring. They're still on the outside.
Kinky.
Yeah, he gets real kinky here. He handcuffs Sean Waltman, and he says, "Come on, Waltman, give up." And Sean Waltman yells, he goes, "Give me more, pussy."
Okay.
I was like, yo.
So I wasn't hearing things, okay?
No, that's exactly what he said.
I literally haven't noticed. Hey, yo, Sean Waltman just called. Sorry, actually, no X says, "Hey, yo, X-Pac just called Raven a pussy."
And then Dusty Rhodes randomly comes out and he takes the handcuffs off. Why? What? He takes them off a woman, but Raven doesn't see it. And he's like, "Give up." And X-Pac is like, "Screw you."
He said, "Screw you, pussies."
And then he just starts fighting him because he's an idiot and doesn't know he's not handcuffed anymore. So they get back into the ring after fucking 10 minutes fighting on the outside. Waltman brings out a fucking staple gun that's been in the ring. That commentary wouldn't shut up about the whole match. They loved the staple gun. He staples Raven's forehead not once, not twice, but 3 times in the forehead. And every time the crowd goes, "Ah! Ah!" They love this shit. It's awesome.
And every time X-Pac's like, "Ah! Ah!"
It makes me upset we never got more deathmatch Sean Waltman. This is great. Also, I didn't mention it earlier. He does a Bronco Buster on the bloody Raven, so his whole dick area is bloody this entire match.
Damn, bro.
But anyways, Raven back body drops Waltman into the cage after they stand up. Remember how we mentioned there's one wall of cage? He runs at Raven, back body drops him into it. The fucking cage collapses, Bobby Lashley Umaga style.
But
Raven,
not as cool.
Yeah, not as cool. Raven goes to the outside, and Austin, Raven finally gets a win on a goddamn pay-per-view, and it's because
Raven
Jeff Hardy
gets
didn't
a
show up.
Win. And it wasn't even with his finisher that he never wins with.
No.
That man hits even flows so much in his matches and never wins off of them. And then the one match he finally gets a win, he doesn't even get the win with the even flow.
Did he even do bullshit. The even flow?
Yes, he did do one.
He did? Okay.
About right after the fucking missed flip dive.
You're right.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. After the flip dive that sent Raven through the table, they go into the ring for a second. And
yes, you're right. I thought the ending was fun though. It was cool. It was I like when crazy shit like that happens. So I was like, all right, it's a cool ending. All in all, the match wasn't bad. This is definitely Raven's best like gimmick match he's done. I think this one was a lot of fun. I wish the crowd wasn't piped in, and I wish it was like a hot crowd for it, because I think they would have liked it. For the most part, the crowd was into it. For the most part. So granted, it's 05, no one's on their fucking phones, so they have to watch. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a fun little time.
I gave it a B minus.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I said a better brawling match than I expected, but the big problem here was just the obvious lack of a feud and the fact that this was made before the match started.
Yeah.
It wasn't their fault though, because Waltman was a substitute for Jeff fucking crackhead Hardy.
And honestly, on short notice, they did really well.
Yeah, I was surprised with how much Waltman actually did here.
Yeah, honestly.
With all the shit I was reading about Waltman going into the show, I was kind of shocked and impressed. Better match than I thought. Waltman proves that he can still go with some of the smaller guys better than he can go with some of the larger guys. And yeah, I thought it was a good hardcore match.
I think because of their former history in WWE, maybe it benefited. I'm not sure if they ever faced in WWE.
I don't think they ever did. I could find.
Could I know X-Pac was involved mostly with the light heavyweight title, and Raven was more the hardcore, but
they so they have two matches. But they're both tag matches.
Okay.
There was a tag match on an episode of Sunday Night Heat in October 01.
Okay.
Where Raven and Justin Incredible faced Albert
Justin
and
Incredible.
They faced X Factor, who came out with the "Hey, you dealing with the X Factor?"
I got everything I wanted.
And then on an episode of Raw, like a year prior to this, they actually team X-Pac, Raven, and Taz take on the Dudley Boys and Chris Jericho.
Oh shit!
And
what a weird match.
This is a weird time because DX is over, but X-Pac still wears his DX gear and still comes out to X.
Okay, all right, I remember. Yeah.
But DX is also dead.
Was this? Oh no, yeah, and he's not with Kane anymore. Or was he with Kane?
No, he's just running a singles. He's just a regular singles guy in October of 2000.
Damn.
DX is dead because Triple H is. I mean, I guess DX is still kind of a thing because Triple H is like the heel champion who has his feud with Austin and runs him over and shit. But yeah, those are the only time that these two faced before this match. These two were involved with each other before this match.
Well, this was a good match on their part, and good on them for putting this together last minute.
Yeah, good match. And
was
then
he
Tito Ortiz?
Yeah, Tito Ortiz is backstage talking with AJ Styles. He's giving him some advice. He's telling him to use his closed fist in this fight. And they shake hands, which then leads to a video package for our upcoming match. And in this video, we see Conan being a jealous girlfriend between the ownership of BG James and the Outlaw. He is just real upset. The best line of this was, he's driving a wedge between us. And BG James is like, not if you let him. You're the only one concerned about this. Fucking calm down. Which is very true. He's the only one bitching about this.
Yeah, honestly.
DDP then gets interviewed by Terry Taylor. They're supposed to team in this match. DDP and BG James, but BG James texted DDP and said, hey, there's a flight delay and I won't be there in time. And then the truth, Ron Killings comes up and he says, well, at least you got a text. I didn't get nothing. But guess what? We gonna do the diddly thing or whatever the fuck he said. And DDP was like, hell yeah, and he hugged them and they left.
The video package was funny because they kept playing a line of Killings saying, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, they did. And even they put it on the screen like a music video. It kept saying it.
This is a trend that starts, and a little bit of a spoiler. Not really. The next two pay-per-views that has video packages involving these men, the 3 Live Crew, you have this video, which is repeating you can't handle the truth. Then you have the next two pay-per-views videos where the entire video package is backgrounded by the 3 Live Crew theme song.
And by the way, if you're curious, as to why I don't have a crazy amount of notes for that promo. It's because the piped in crowd noise was way too loud, and you can't hear jack shit being said in this promo.
Yeah, TNA's audio levels are garbage.
Yeah, it was not good.
There's still to this day, Impact Wrestling can't figure out their fucking audio issues. And we are 18 years later.
I know, right? Honestly. Well, another tag team match. We're here. DDP and Ron Killings versus Monty Brown and the Outlaw, better known as Billy Gunn, which I will be referring to him as in this match. I actually don't have a lot of notes for this.
We are.
Fun fact, though. Fun fact for you figureheads. This Monty Brown gear was made into a variant figure, which is considered, and still to this day, is one of the rarest TNA figures to find in history. This is still a figure that people will be paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for, and that's if you can find it online. It pops up once every, couple of years, and people snatch it up. It's very hard to find. This match is average, so it's your average tag team match. It was okay. I didn't do it for me. I was kind of in and out of it. But what brought me back in was Phi Delta Slam. Phi Delta Slam are here, baby. They're still employed. I thought they left.
So if anyone's interested in buying that Monty Brown figure, it's currently listed on eBay for $35.
The black and silver one?
Oh, nope, never mind. They have it wrong. They had a picture of it, and then I scrolled, and it's not it.
Yeah, so it's the black and silver. So I think there was only a handful made. There's not a lot of them. Let me see.
Monty Brown black and silver figure.
Variant.
Oh, I found it.
It was like a 2-pack, I believe.
Yeah, it was unreleased, but obviously some people must have gotten the early ones. But I have it pictured here with a Jeff Jarrett figure.
Yep. I believe it's Jarrett from this show. This is Jarrett from this show, actually, I believe. Oh, no, Jarrett wore red on the show.
No, it looks like it's a 2-pack that's Jarrett versus Monty Brown in a final resolution 2-pack set. But the variant of it is Monty in the black and I don't know if it's a variant. I think it's just that figure, but it was never released.
Yeah, well, some people do have their...
It is a variant because I'm looking at the regular box and Jarrett still has the white tights, but Monty has the red tights in the regular one.
Yeah, and then the other variant's him in the Panther gear, the Cheetah gear, that he wore for years. But that one's easy to find. That one's that's an everywhere figure. But yeah, that black and silver one, man, that one's fucking cool. Wish it was made for more people. But yeah. Anyways, back to the big moment of the match. Phi Delta Slam, baby, they're here. And my exact words were, "What in the world?"
Yeah, I literally said out loud, "Aren't these guys fired?"
Yeah, I thought, what the fuck, dude? They beat up on DDP. Fucking why? Why are they beating up on DDP?
Oh, brother, you'll find out why next month.
Oh no! Well,
I know why.
he hits one with a diamond cutter, and while the other one's going to the top rope, he fucking hits the rope, fucking nuts him on the top rope, and he hits him with a top rope diamond cutter. By God, and the crowd goes crazy. They love that shit. And then he does hit a diamond cutter, but on the Outlaw, but doesn't see Monty Brown coming with the pounce, and he gets the 3 count on DDP. This match, like I said, was kind of just there for me. Not a lot for me to note. It was a lot of info dump, mostly from commentary, which I guess kind of saved it because they were just telling stories throughout it.
They're building this BG versus Outlaw story, but I find it hard to fathom that anyone cared.
Yeah.
I don't know how fans in 05 were, but I find it very hard to believe that anyone cared about seeing Road Dogg versus Billy Gunn.
Literally. I don't think that's what people are clamoring for.
Long story short here, DDP refused to lose to Monty Brown clean. The original plan for this match had DDP never hitting any diamond cutters. So, in order to get DDP to agree to lose the match to Monty, he wanted to hit 2 diamond cutters on people before Monty beat him. And because they didn't want Monty or Kip getting diamond cuttered, they rehired Phi Delta Slam to interfere in this match and take diamond cutters so DDP would shut up and lose.
What in the TEW?
That is literally, we're gonna talk about it a little more in depth on the next episode, but that is why Phi Delta Slam was back and why DDP had to hit them with diamond cutters.
Jesus Christ.
I gave this a D. I noted.
I agree.
So I rated this match before I knew why everything happened. So I said, first of all, where the fuck is the disqualification?
Literally. Like, what the hell?
I said 2 guys came in and beat up DDP, but there's no DQ. Other than that, this match just didn't do anything for me. Not a great match, but that's kind of par for the course of these tag matches involving 3 Live Crew, Kip James, and DDP.
Yeah. Yeah, not a fan of these. I agree with that grade.
Yeah. And I think that's a great time to check in on the Fed.
I agree.
Do you want... All right, so in May of 2005, the pay-per-view was Judgment Day 2005 in the WWE.
Okay, was that a SmackDown pay-per-view or Raw?
Yes, you're SmackDown, you're correct. Okay. The poster for the show has John Cena leaning over a table.
Nice.
With a chain dangling from his...
being real sexy.
his reflection is showing in the table, and his reflection is wearing his WWE Championship belt that he is not wearing in the actual picture.
Nice.
This show took place a week after the show that we're on in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And here's your results for what was going on in the Fed. On Sunday Night Heat, Nunzio defeated Akio.
Let's go.
Then, on the regular show, Eminem, Joey Mercury, and Johnny Nitro with Melina retained their WWE Tag Team Championships by defeating the lucrative tag team of Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly.
Let's go. Haas Day, baby.
Carlito, with his manager who had a lisp, Matt Morgan, defeated the Big Show in 4 minutes.
Lispy Matt Morgan with black hair and a black beard. I remember that.
Yep. Paul London retained his Cruiserweight Championship, defeating Chavo Guerrero in 10 minutes.
Ooh, Paul.
In a match where he won for his wife's honor, Booker T defeated Kurt Angle in 14 minutes.
Peak Kurt Angle.
This is the month where Kurt Angle went insane and wanted to have a hot bestiality sex with his wife.
No, yeah, hot bestiality sex with your wife.
I want to have that animal-like sex with your wife.
Has to remind you, with the wife.
Hold on. Hold on. I need to hear this. Hold on.
A future Impact star.
I want to have sex with your wife. Here we go.
Oh, man.
I want to have sex with your wife. And I'm not just talking any kind of sex with your wife. No. I'm talking, you know, that kind of bestiality sex. You know, what I want with your wife, Charmel, I want to have that kind of perverted sex.
Perverted sex.
Who wrote this man's script?
You ever just want to have that perverted sex? Isn't
Has
sex
Kurt Angle
already
ever
perverted?
aggressive?
I hope so.
I hope one of his podcasts is just him talking about bestiality sex with Charmel. God, I'm so happy we reached
Was that the main
point.
event of that show?
No, we got a few more.
Okay.
I just wanted to hear that.
I was gonna say.
No. Orlando Jordan retained his U.S. title, defeating Heidenreich.
Oh, no, money. Yep, that's a good song.
Rey Mysterio defeated Eddie Guerrero by disqualification in 18 minutes.
Eddie.
And in the main event, you had a legendary I Quit match where John Cena retained his WWE Championship against John Bradshaw Layfield in 23 minutes.
Was that the one who was just gushing everywhere?
Yes, the one where he's gushing everywhere, and then FU's JBL through a white limo roof, and the
Yes.
blood is all over, and Sheeta's like screaming, holding the pipe.
Yeah, that's that picture. He's holding the belt, and it was like when you eat her out on her period, and it's always that picture.
But
See
yeah,
that shit on Twitter all the time.
figure we have a nice check-in on the WWE and their happenings.
Yeah, well, it's time to come back to
check-
reality, though.
Yeah, to the better show.
Mike today looking to bring down the mood here, sitting with the Naturals. The first
Yeah.
interview with them since Chris Candido passed. He says that this has been the rebirth of the Naturals ever since they joined Candido. He says, you know, you guys. He basically said you guys were fucking losers before he showed up. He was like, Candido came, you guys started winning, you got put in the title picture. By the way, since the last pay-per-view, they won the tag titles. They're doing
Yes.
good for themselves. And Tanay asks that without Candido, can you keep that momentum going? And the fucking goat Chase Stevens is like, listen, we aren't alone. Candido's not here, but it's okay. And Andy Douglas is like, yeah, listen, we got a bunch of support from the boys in the back, the management, and the fans. And he looks at Chase and says, hey, yeah, even a true legend has given us the time of day that we never thought would. And Tanay's like, well, who is that? And he's like, you're not going to know. They're like, never mind. Forget we said that. And then the video package ends. Up next, the first of 3 title matches tonight. The NWA World Tag Team straps are on the line as America's Most Wanted take on the Naturals.
Yes.
Very cool, very fitting little moment there where Andy comes out with the Candido towel he's been always coming out with since he debuted in Impact. He sets up a chair and puts the towel on it. Thought that was really cool. The crowd started chanting his name very loudly. Very, very loud for Candido.
Yes, it did.
Chris Harris tells a fan at one point to move in the front row. He then throws Andy Douglas into the barricade, and that same barricade nails a kid in the fucking knee. He said the move, you idiot. Why did you stay there? I know he hit the kid in the knee because the fucking barricade caved in and the kid's leg shoots up and he goes, oh, he grabs his leg and then Andy then throws Chris into the same barricade again. Luckily, the kid has the wherewithal to lift his leg up this time, so good for him for remembering.
Fucking natural pay-per-view matches almost ended up being just someone breaks their leg every time.
Oh. There was one point, though, where Storm and Steven... By the way, all this is this whole match is on the fucking outside. It's happening on both different sides of the ring.
I'm so tired of it, and it's not going to change anytime soon.
No.
That's just how TNA is for a long time.
And the crazy thing is, there's one point where James Storm and Chase Stevens go for, like, a double Irish whip reversal, and then they just fall to the ground. I was like, what just happened? What the fuck?
Bro, if you think that we're bewildered and annoyed with all the outside brawling and tag matches right now, just you people fucking wait till Team 3D gets here.
Oh my god. They show up in like a year or two?
They show up in a few months.
Oh shit. Okay. I thought they were like
they're
06.
here. No, they're here by the end of 05.
Oh fuck. Damn. I think Cage too, right? No, Cage is 06. Angle's here by the end of 05.
No, Angle is here mid 06. Cage is also end of 05.
Oh, so I'm mixing them up.
Christian Cage leaves WWE in like October of 2005.
Yes, I'm mixing them up.
I think Christian will debut around November, and I think the same goes for Team 3D.
Nice.
So I think once we get past Bound for Glory is when we start getting into like peak, like everyone's starting to sign up TNA.
Hey, and what better to help your debt than spend more money? That big Spike money deal that they're gonna get.
We don't know that yet. Shh.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, as far as we know, they don't know they're signing with WWE.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
America,
you gotta torrent the episodes online.
And they're getting Matt Hardy.
I'm excited for Impact this Thursday. At one point, James Storm just throws Chase Stevens randomly, and there's a fan with the chair, and he goes head first into the chair. I was like, what the fuck? Where did that happen? What the hell? I thought that was cool, but the crowd went apeshit. They were like zooming in on the crowd's face, and they were like, bah! Like they were going crazy. They love that shit, and they put the camera on them for a long time. It's like, what the hell? Finally, the Brawl makes it back to the ring, and there's they do some professional wrestling. They hit some moves. We see a multi-man superplex Tower of Doom spot that looked cool. We get some Eye of the Storm, some, catatonic. We get a bunch of shit. But at the end of this, Chase Stevens rolls up James Storm. He puts his feet on the top ropes to cheat the win. And the crowd just erupts in Candido chants, cheering for this cheating tag team, because that's what Chris Candido would have done. And I thought that was a nice ending. And the crowd seemed to really like that ending. They went crazy when they won, so even though they cheated. So, but I thought it made sense with the Candido thing, because literally every match Candido had an impact, he put his foot on the rope. So, this is a nice little match. Again, a lot on the outside. If you have your match on the outside a lot, it's gonna get bumped down a couple grades.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like the outside brawling. I still don't like it to this day. I don't like when any company does it. It's very few times where a match can be good like that. I think a good example is like when AEW had that match of like the Moxley's crew versus Jericho's crew, and like Moxley's theme song was playing the whole time.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. It was just playing fucking Wild Thing the whole time.
Yeah, and like Sting was diving like out of the crowd onto people and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's an example of good times outside the ring. This was an example of meh times outside the ring. But yeah, I agree. I overall gave this match a C+.
Yeah, it was a nice little tribute match.
I like the Candido tribute. I can't agree with what we're going to talk about next episode of people not liking the Candido tributes, but I can also see a perspective of maybe they leaned too much into that for this match, and they continue to lean into it for a few months now.
Because like this match, like if you were to lean into it at any point of the show, I thought it should have been this match.
Yeah,
because he's been their manager for like 2 months now.
Yeah, but I can also see the argument of maybe you're trying to garner sympathy the wrong way for a team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, wrestling's wrestling, and
that's what's gonna happen.
At some point, I can't obviously speak for anybody, but if we're going off what reports are saying, if Chris Candido is truly what like his boy Shane Douglas said, I think Candido would have wanted that type of send off.
Yeah, it seems like everyone liked Candido, so it's like, why not give him a bunch of attention and send off? Like, I rather have too much of it than none of it. It's for someone that was so great and someone that I still feel like never got his just due.
Yeah.
They did lift off. You did, or I believe they did on TV. They listed off like all the titles he won, like the NWA title, like all the tag titles and shit. But I'm like, man, he should have had more.
Yeah. But all in all, I thought the match overall was fun.
Yes.
Like I said, I hated the outside brawling, but also babyface AMW is getting a little old with me. But I did like that they're kind of leaning heel in this match a little bit.
Yeah, the crowd was booing them at some points.
Yeah, I think it's time to turn them soon. I hope that they do. Kind of getting bored of face AMW.
We are,
but
not too long away from their feud.
Yeah, that's I think next year.
Yeah, so and there's some good matches.
But yeah, I thought it was a good match. Probably one of the better matches of the night here. And yeah.
Tito Ortiz is backstage again. He's heading to Jeff Jarrett's locker room, and that goddamn David Young shows up, and he's like, "Whoa, big fella, where do you think you're going?" And he says, "Listen, no one speaks to the champion before a championship match." And Tito's like, "Bro, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Let me in." And David Young's like, "Oh, I'll kick your ass, Tito Ortiz." And then Tito just chokes him. He just fucking grabs him by the throat. And Jarrett's like, "Whoa, what up, buddy? You want to come in?" And then he welcomes Tito in with open arms. So David Young, first of all, is a liar. Second of all, is a pussy. Video package up next for Christopher Daniels versus Shocker for the X Division title. We got some X Factors here. I took some liberties with the X Factors. X Factor number 1, they don't know each other. X Factor 2, Shocker wants to become the first Mexican X Division champion. And X Factor 3, Christopher Daniels is Mr. X Division after Mike Tenay says he falsely calls himself Mr. TNA.
Bro, I'm starting to realize when they do these like hot takes before the match, they always suck. They're the most like bootlegged for dummies recap of the feuds.
Literally. Literally. So Daniels does what he's been doing the past couple matches. He picks a limb, targets it. I like stuff like that. This match, he targets the neck. He's cranking on it a bunch, doing a bunch of submission moves on Shocker's neck. It becomes his main focus. By the way, commentary's hyping up how Shocker's like the hottest commodity in professional wrestling. They're like, oh, he just jump shipped to AAA and he's going to be on Triple Mania, which is their Super Bowl, and then so-and-so wants to sign them for whatever. It's like, all right, we get it. Mr. McDonald's is popular. It's cool. Daniels dominates the first like 5 or so minutes of this match, just constantly just beating the shit out of Shocker. He gets him in like a neck crank that Shocker starts to fight out of, but Daniels immediately puts a stop to that and just immediately starts targeting the neck again. The fans don't give a shit about Shocker. I'm going to say that. I think that's what took me out of this match. They just weren't feeling Shocker. Until he started chopping Daniels, and it was getting loud noises, and they were like, oh. And then it led to his comeback sequence, which woke the crowd up a bit. Daniels goes for the BME, and he just totally misses it. He jumps over Shocker, and then immediately just does a springboard moonsault to make up for it. I'm like, all right, sure. Shocker places an STF on Daniels, and he uses logic, and that bald bastard just bites the shit out of the Shocker. Yeah, I'd do the same thing if I was a wrestler. Just bite their hand. And then Shocker gets out of that, puts him into like a camel clutch. Huh?
You think you taste like McDonald's?
Yeah. Big Mac. And then he gets out of the STF and he puts him in a like camel clutch, and Daniels bites him again. You fucking dummy, why would you do the same move where he could bite you twice, you idiot? It's the Shocker's fault. Well, yeah, they both fight at the top rope. Daniels hit the top rope Angel's Wings, which was really cool. The crowd really liked that. And the crowd was very happy that he won. For a heel, they went apeshit for him. So, yeah, this match is okay. Probably not the best X Division match that they've had recently.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Shocker
Again, it's not bad.
It's not bad, but compared to the rest of X Division, Shockers is not that as big a deal as they're making them out to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess back in 05 could have been perceived different. Clearly not, because he doesn't last here long. But for me, like, I feel like all the normal X Division competitors just are able to have such better matches with Daniels, and Daniels just kind of seemed like they didn't have the greatest chemistry in the world here.
Yeah.
Also, there was like no story going into this, as seen from the fucking hot takes to start. But yeah, I don't know. It was cool. It felt very WCW-esque, like when they brought in like New Japan and on AAA guys to compete for Cruiserweight title and shit.
Yeah.
But I thought the match like a C+.
Yeah, I agree. It was average. It was okay. But I think the best part was the promo after. Daniels grabs a microphone. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. TNA just defeated Mexico's best luchador. So lift your voices in song to the greatest X Division wrestler in the world today, the fallen angel, Christopher." And then he pauses and goes, "Daniels!" This man is his own hype team. Props to him. Very proud of himself. And then Mike Tenay's like, okay. To the back, Dusty Rhodes hyping up the Gauntlet for Gold in a video package. It highlights Abyss, who captured the number 20 spot in this match. So they really hype up who's number 19. Who's number 19? And Hoss, luckily for you, I have numbered who came out and who eliminated who.
Oh, me too. Well,
Nice.
I don't have the elimination, but I have who came out.
Yeah, so we'll take turns. So here, I'll start. It's time for the Gauntlet for the Gold Battle Royal. Number 1, as we're told earlier in the night, is Bobby Roode. By the way, Hoss, Bobby Roode was a year older than me. than both of us during this match. What the fuck? I
Jesus
look at
Christ.
people that were like a year older than me at the time, and I'm like, I look like an adolescent child compared to these
What's cra-
people.
What's crazy though is like kind of going with that. Minus the hair, Bobby Roode still looks the same. In
He looks
2020.
exactly the same. I mean, good for him. That's good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Not great that he's still injured after a year and a half out, but good for him that he still looks like he's young.
Hoss,
But are
who's
you
number
ready for
two?
number 2?
Who's number two?
Remember when Bobby Roode said it'd be like a one-legged man and an ass-kicking contest? It's motherfucking Zach Gowen.
Let's go.
Bobby Roode steals his leg, and Don West yells, "Put it back!"
Dude, the best part when Zach Gowen went to the stage, immediately without skipping a beat, Mike today goes, "What the hell?" And not like an excited "what the hell." It was a very confused "what the hell."
I like to believe that nobody feels Mike today and Don West on what's happening on the show, so everything is just their genuine reaction.
Oh my god, bro. Fucking, and then when he does steal the leg from Gowen, he spits on it. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Take a shot. We then see that the intervals will be 60 seconds, leading to number 3, Hoss. It's Eric Young.
Damn Canadians.
By the way, Rude chop blocks Gowen's only leg, which I thought was funny. I don't know why I laughed at that.
I don't know why, but anytime Zach Gowen wrestles, I laugh.
There is a point where Zach Gowen like acts like a big like Brock Lesnar type muscle guy in this match, but we'll get to that. But now it's a 2-on-1 with Young and Rude. But Hoss, who comes out for the save?
Cassidy Riley.
You're damn right he does.
Whoa.
But to counteract that, number 5, say it. Say my name. Prime time, Elix Skipper.
Prime time, baby.
Immediately just hits a buckshot lariat to Eric Young, takes him out.
Yep.
They mentioned on commentary how at this point in 2005, he is the best star to never hold the X Division title, and it sucks to know, spoiler alert, he never will. Which is very upsetting.
Fucking loser.
Which is very upsetting.
Fucking Marty Jannetty, bitch.
How are you a Jannetty of a division?
I do like, he's a Jannetty of his tag team. I do like Elix Skipper.
Yeah, I love Skipper. Skipper is awesome, underrated. That's what I'm saying. He should have been multi-time champion.
He will forever be immortalized with the 1K spot.
Oh, that was just, and it's still shown to this day. Hoss, who's number 6 though?
He doesn't have Shelly yet, but it's Shark Boy.
Yes, Shark Boy, who won his dark match.
In the next couple months, we have some Shark Boy drama coming up.
Really?
Okay, we'll get there. It's a little foreshadowing there.
Well, in this, Shark Boy gets in the ring. Zach Gowen clotheslines him, and he goes, "Rah!" Like he's some big muscle dude. And then Shark Boy immediately eliminates him. So Zach Gowen, the first eliminated in this match. Leading to number 7. It's your favorite sauce, A1, coming out to the ring, charging to the rings. This bland Canadian guy coming down.
He is the worst. And he reminds me of just like a shit version of Test.
You're so right. Oh, man. Well, Hoss, who's number 8?
Hail Sabin.
Yeah. Chris Sabin coming out number 8. He hits a cool spinning DDT that's like kicking off of everyone in the ring like the Matrix.
Yeah.
That shit's so cool. That shit's awesome.
Who's number 9, Gabe?
Petey Williams.
Full force here.
And after he comes into the ring, Shark Boy reverses a Canadian Destroyer from Petey Williams, but as he's on the apron, A1 eliminates Shark Boy, then leading to Eric Young eliminating Cassidy Riley, all within 60 seconds, bringing us to number 10, Hawes.
Sonny Siaki.
Yeah. Yup. That's about the crowd's reaction, too. Skipper does the rope.
We are halfway through this gauntlet, and this is the most mid-card fucking match ever. This is like lower mid-card so far. Like they're scratching the bottom of the barrel that they had to fucking make one of the 20 men in this match, Zach Gowen.
Dog, you just fucking wait. So Skipper does the rope walk, and Rude pushes him, but somehow he falls into the ring. I don't know how that happened.
So when this happened, I was like, Elix, what are you fucking doing? It's no for the top rope battle royal. And when Rude went to go eliminate him, I was like, oh fuck yeah, somebody with brain. And then he just fell into the ring.
Dude, and I was like, oh, maybe that was planned. No. Skipper just stands up and Rude clotheslines him over the rope to eliminate him. I'm like, oh no, they just fucked up.
Yeah, they absolutely fucked up.
And next, the biggest pop of the night besides AJ Styles, Lance Hoyt gets such a huge pop. What the fuck, man?
Apparently at this time in 05, Lance Hoyt has like a cult-like following in the Impact. To the point where I read reviews of Impact episodes where the reviewers are saying Lance Hoyt was one of the top 3 most over guys on the show every week.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, I remember it. Like that Lance Hoyt hype was crazy, and they killed it with his rock and roll whatever, the rock and rave infection. They fucked it up with that, but yeah. Dude, he was like primed to be a world champion. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but
he wanted to go to WWE.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Vance Archer.
Hoyt then tosses Eric Young over the top rope to eliminate him, bringing out number 12, Hoss.
Matt Bentley.
Him and Sabin he's not even in the ring for like 4 minutes. They just both beat each other up, eliminating each other, tumbling over the top rope. They're brawling to the outside. Because even in a battle royal, there's a fight on the outside.
But who comes in at motherfucking number 30?
Before that, Rude and Petey do eliminate Sonny Siaki.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They did double team Siaki. Yes. And then number 13, our boy, Jarrell Clark, Mr. 630. He's back, baby. Listen to our backlog if you want to listen to a Jarrell Clark interview that is available on Spotify, iTunes, Audible, Amazon Music, everywhere. You can listen to the interview with Jarrell Clark. But he's hit with the 3-person Canadian Destroyer, and he's gone. What a sell, by the way. It's like in the games when you hit like the pedigree, and they go flying over the top rope. The crowd went crazy for it. They love that shit. Leading to number 14. Connecticut's own Hoss.
Mikey Batts.
Yes, from New Haven, Connecticut, the tag partner of Jarrell Clark. Yeah, he is then met with the complete giant of a man of the Outlaw, who is like double his size. It was like watching me fight my nephew.
What's sad when we're at number 15 and the most over guy in this match and the first person to come in this match that's actually probably a quote unquote star in this company is the Outlaw.
Yeah. Wait, you're telling me number 16 isn't a star?
So like you said, the Outlaw kills Mikey Batts
twice,
and he does it twice, and the fans are chanting for do it again. And number 16, if you remember last episode, it's the return of the man that Hulk Hogan said he would come to TNA to feud with. Triton.
Yes, Triton. One more ride, baby. He's back.
The one man that when asked who he would want to feud with in TNA, Hulk Hogan said Triton if they heat him up.
Oh, man. But listen, bro. By the way, Outlaw throws Mikey Batts over the top rope while Triton's coming out. Triton cleans house. He knocks everyone, just knocks everybody down, and the crowd's cheering for Triton.
They
was
pop
like,
when he
what?
hits their boy Lance Hoyt with a spine buster.
By the way, he gets to the apron and Lance Hoyt immediately kicks him in the mouth and he no-sells it and comes back into the ring. I was like, what? Leading to finally a former world champion in this match. Ron Killings comes out at number 17. And Team Canada worked together to eliminate Triton. He is gone, by the way. He did not last long.
And we get a real star at number 18.
Oh, yeah, who is it?
It's
Apollo!
he cleans house.
And then Outlaw eliminates him. All within 60 seconds. Because it leaves the spot for number 19. Oh my God.
Know?
You didn't know my flight came in? It's BG James. He's here in time for the Battle Royal. He does his little thing with Outlaw. Within 60 seconds, all of this happens. Okay. Lance Hoyt eliminates Bobby Roode, who came in at number 1, lasted almost to the end.
Yep.
Roode then gets back on the apron and holds Lance Hoyt by the hair as A1 eliminates him for revenge. And then the Outlaw and BG James are like teasing fighting. But Team Canada's like, no, we're going to beat you up. And then they work together and they eliminate A1 and Petey Williams, the last remaining members of Team Canada, which then leaves them in the final 4 with BG James, the Outlaw, Ron Killings, and the man who we already know is at number 20, Hoss.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, Biz. He gets in the ring, immediately clotheslines Outlaw and BG James, as we are now down to the final 2.
Dude, the first wasn't in it for 10 seconds until it's down to this him and fucking Ron Killings.
Oh, man. Well, now we're down to the final 2, and because it's a gauntlet for the gold, as we now know from the past gauntlet for the golds, it is now a singles match. The referee comes in. You can win by pinfall or submission for the number 1 contendership for the world title. Abyss goes to beat on Killings with a steel chair, but our boy Rudy Childs says, no, don't do that. And he takes it away from him. And the referee, or commentary is like, Rudy, don't do that. He killed the ref last month. Please don't do that. And Abyss is mad. He's fucking pissed. Don West says that Abyss has been, quote, wanting and sniffing the world title.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. What do you mean by that, B-Dog?
Can you imagine Abyss in the back just like...
Yeah, I can, actually.
Yeah, I can.
I absolutely can imagine
that. Rudy Charles then gets flatlined by Abyss, little revenge. And the crowd goes crazy. He sizes up R-Truth, but God, I call him R-Truth. But Ron Killings connects with a scissor kick from the top rope. Yeah, technically he is R-Truth. He hits a scissor kick from the top rope, and now everyone's down. And he crawls over for the pin, but Hoss, there's still no referee. He's knocked out cold. He's fucking dead. He got flatlined by Abyss. Abyss just grabs Truth. He goozles him by the throat, choke slams him onto a chair. He climbs on top of Truth, and he starts slamming the mat going to get the ref's attention. But guess what? It's still only a 2 count. He kicks out at 2. And Rudy's struggling. He's having a hard time getting up. Abyss, as he's getting up, Truth at one point goes to the top rope, and he grabs Truth, who jumps on him in midair. Awesome black hole slam for the victory. And Abyss is now your number 1 contender for the NWA World Championship. What'd you think of this battle of all royals, Hoss?
All right. It entertained me enough.
Yeah, me too.
It was, up until like the last 5 entrants, the single most lower mid-card battle royal I've seen in my life. And even with the final 5 entrants, I would still say this is probably the most mid-card battle royal I've seen in my life. But it was fun. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah, no, it was good.
And 1 minute intervals were good because it kept things moving. But yeah, I've never been a fan of the Gauntlet for Golds turning into a 1-on-1 match at the end. But besides that, I have no complaints.
I will say real quick, when I copy and pasted the match like participants for the whole show, so like on Cage Match it just says like so and so versus so and so. I saw Ron Killings 3 times on the show, and I was like, bro, Dude, they got my boy working triple duty. Technically, it was only double duty, but I was like, God damn. R-Truth coming in clutch.
Yeah. But yeah, I said overall C+ for this
Yeah.
Battle Royal.
We get a really cool video package highlighting AJ Styles as a legitimate challenger for Jeff Jarrett's title. We see him running up some stairs, running on the street.
They call him
running.
A once-in-a-generation athlete.
Yes, he's running in an alleyway. He's running everywhere. By the way, that staircase was real skinny, and he was kind of struggling running up them, but it's okay. We get some interviews of people like Shane Douglas, who's like, yeah, he's goated. We see Jerry Lynn like, yeah, he's cool too. And then we cut the mouth of the South.
Oh, my son's the best.
Yeah, and then we see the mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart put his 2 cents in, and I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah, Daddy, I love AJ Styles. Fuck Jeff Jarrett.
I was as confused as you, and my first immediate thought upon seeing Jimmy Hart was, oh my God, am I forgetting a time when Hulk Hogan signed up TNA? Does he really come in for that Tritan match?
Like, oh shit. Watch it on Explosion.
Hey, brother, I work YouTube show, pal.
Well, Hoss, it's time for your main event of the evening. It is for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. It is the champion, Jeffrey Jarrett, taking on the challenger.
J-A-R-R-E-T-T.
Taking on the challenger, Alan Jones Styles, with special referee Tito Ortiz.
Teddy Ortiz.
As soon as AJ came out, first of all, this is top 5 AJ gears of all time. But as soon as I saw the gear, you're probably like this with Edge. I saw the gear and I immediately knew how this match was ending. I knew from the gear, I was like, I know what this is. I know how this is ending. Which you probably are with like Edge and Jeff Hardy.
At least Edge.
Dude, listen. All right, I need to speak about something. This might be inappropriate. But as they were doing the match intros, every time they showed the hard cam with, what's his face? Jeremy Borash, there was a woman on the left with glasses. She had the hardest nipples, dog. It was like, dog, it was distracting. And they showed her like 3 times.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm sorry if that's inappropriate.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I realized the same thing,
bro.
Because it was so bad that you can't not notice it.
It was literally next to Borash's head. It was just 2 hard nipples, and like her shirt was almost see-through, so you could just see them. I'm like, what the fuck?
I had to like actively look away from Borash.
I was like, holy shit, bro. What the it must have been cold in the Impact Zone. God damn. By the way, Hoss, a big announcement here. Ladies and gentlemen, the streak has ended. Jeff Jarrett did not start off the match going to the outside. You would think the one guy on the show, every match went to the outside, besides the one guy where it always does. Jeff, I am proud of you. He kept it in the ring for the most part, because Tito Ortiz, he called it down the middle, just as he promised. Jarrett targets the legs for AJ Styles, and they're like, oh, he's set up for the figure 4, and guess what? Woo, he put on the figure 4. But AJ fights out of it. Jarrett then goes to grab the guitar, and Tito's like, hey, bitch, stop grabbing that. No, not allowed. And then AJ's like, all right, I'll take it. And he said, hey, bitch, no, not you either. What the fuck? So AJ goes, and he breaks it on the fucking stairs. Because he's not getting fucked over with a guitar tonight. He knows. He's been in this business too long. Jarrett does hit AJ with a Styles Clash that's actually done perfectly. He nails the Styles Clash. But AJ kicks out. And when AJ gets up, he hits Jarrett with the stroke. But Jarrett kicks out. They both hit each other with their finishers. Nice little thing. I always like when wrestlers do that. I loved it when Orton and Cena did it. They did that shit all the time. So, as we're getting towards the end here, Monty Brown runs in for a pounce, but oh no! Hossy hits Jarrett! No DQ happened, but he hits Jarrett! As Jarrett's laid out, AJ, he crawls over. He pins Jarrett. But Tito Ortiz, he's dealing with Monty Brown. He doesn't see it. Everyone's like, come on. So logically, a new ref comes in. Rudy Charles runs in, counts 1, 2, and Tito pulls him out and says, no, I'm the referee. Stop it. Don't do that. And then Jarrett pushes Tito Ortiz, and Tito's like, yo, stop. And he pushes him again, so he punches him in the face. And then Jarrett gets hit with the spiral tap for the first time in 2 years. An Impact Television. Styles hits the spiral tap. 1, 2, 3. Hoss, for the first time of reviewing TNA with CFG streams, Jeff Jarrett is not the world champion. And the crowd explodes like the pyro that goes off. The reign of terror has ended.
I wish it ended clean.
Me too.
Especially
Jarrett wasn't. Jarrett wasn't losing clean.
Oh, for sure. That's just my gripes. I wish it was a clean ending to put AJ over bigger.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Because it felt like Tito Ortiz beat Jeff Jarrett, not AJ Styles.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then before you give your notes, real quick at the end, Monty Brown is eyeing down AJ Styles, who is celebrating with the world title. Monty's holding Jarrett's head, and he's just fucking dead. He's just like, he is lifeless on the ground. Like, if he was put into an ambulance, it would get blown up by Raven. He was that dead. And AJ celebrates. Again, lights are going off, crowd's cheering, pyro's shooting off. Yeah, AJ's your new world heavyweight champion, Hoss.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this match was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was anywhere close to last month's main event, but it was good. It was pretty much what I expected going into it. I did like that they weren't outside often, if at all. I did like that commentary, especially Mike Tenay, was actually talking about the match and the strategies. He brought up at one point that Jeff's strategy was to go for AJ Styles' legs early, not because he wanted to do a submission, but because it would slow AJ down the more tired he got.
Yeah.
It was good shit. But yeah, it was alright. I would say I give it a B. It was good, but it wasn't great. I think it could have been a lot better. But yeah, it's nice that Jeff Jarrett's not the champion. I don't know how long that lasts, but it's nice that we have at least one pay-per-view cycle where it's not him.
I know. 05, we actually see a lot of different champions, so I'm very excited to see. There's some shocking ones in there, but
yeah, there's a real shocking one coming.
There's
up.
A real I think we're talking about the same one. So.
Yep.
But overall, I thought this pay-per-view was okay. I didn't like it as much as the last one. No. I think there was a lot of tag matches. I don't know if they did a lot of tag matches because Candido was a tag guy for his career. I don't know if that was like a ode to him, but yeah,
these were all the matches that happened were
okay. Then
the Meltzer's reports show that basically this whole card was booked right after lockdown.
Yeah, then no. I'm not. Listen, tag matches are cool, but this was like every match. Like 80% of this was tag matches. And they were all fighting on the outside, so it made no sense.
Yeah.
So, even the fucking Battle Royal was mostly tag guys. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that one. It definitely wasn't as good as last month. I thought, it was. I had a good time watching it. Like,
yeah,
it was an easy watch as most.
We haven't had a bad show yet. It's just not as good as the last one.
Yeah, but well, Destiny's Next pretty ass, but. It was
you're right.
Entertaining to watch how bad it was.
Yeah.
All I know is, we're in the couple of filler building months before a lot of some of the big names people like symbolize of TNA will be here soon. So, but overall, I gave the show a B-.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, not sure if the next pay-per-view is building to AJ versus Abyss. That seems to be what we're headed towards, at least maybe on TV. But
and after the last match, that sounds like a promising main event.
Yeah. So as of right now, it looks like at Slammiversary, we seemingly are getting a AJ Styles versus Abyss 2.
It'd be funny if we start and it's like Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash.
Oh,
Within the
I know
things.
what it is.
Fuck.
I gotta play it off like
We gotta speculate.
It's
Fuck. Welcome to Ultimate X ASMR.
spoiler alert. It's not AJ versus Abyss. Jeff Jarrett is there.
Fucking bitch. God damn it.
We'll see you at Slammiversary.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for listening to Ultimate X Podcast. Thank you for listening to us every single month here on Patreon for $2. Dog, you know what else you can get for $2? Nothing as good as Ultimate X Podcast. Nothing as good as Dive Into the Long Box Podcast, which is now a part of the $2 tier. You just get all the goodies here now. You get Sinide's face. You sub right now, you see Sinide kissing me right on the cheek. So look at that. That's one way to sell our Patreon. Thank you, everyone, for Hoss, for the BDH, and for Gabe. We will see you guys next month for Slammiversary.
Peace, bitch.